Live from Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, it's the Joe Cortez Show.
Welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. And today we have a special guest with us, a person that's really involved in the community. His name is Fred Reyes, FBI Citizens Academy alumni. And he is the one of the board members of the FBI Academy. And I can say it's an honor to have you here on the show because we need people like you to explain to our viewers out there what goes on as far as the FBI Citizens Academy. What is it you do? And as you well know, I'm part of the group as well, but we'll talk about that later. But I want to welcome you to the show, Fred.
Thank you, Joe. You know, and it's an honor to be here because it gives me a chance to talk about the FBI's Las Vegas Citizens Academy chapter. You know, we're very proud of this organization. We've done so much in this community, and we have such a diverse group of members. We have a wonderful board, and we do so much for the community that I thought, you know, this is a good opportunity to get the word out to everyone as to what we do.
Exactly. Now, you're involved with different kind of programs. This past weekend, we were involved helping out with we had a youth program out in here in the Valley. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the whole concept was about this past Saturday?
Saturday, what we had was a block party. It was a coordinated effort with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and the FBI Citizens Academy, and of course, members of the FBI participated with us. And what we did, we got together at Clark High School, and we were there from about 11 to 2. And every agency brought their own wares and literature. We of course come in with our Academy literature to give out to the families and residents and to the children. The FBI comes out. They bring out their SWAT team vehicle along with several agents. The agents came out, and of course, kids always love the agents because they are in full gear and they take pride in what they do. The agents take pride in what they're doing, but the kids especially, they get to try on the vest and they put the vest on, and it really gives them a sense of being. And of course, the area, where the Clark High School is, they're trying to focus on areas where there's a need, for young kids to see the good side of this community. We have a lot of good people in this community that do so much well. And just because you may live in a low-income area doesn't mean it's a bad neighborhood, but there is bad, but you don't have to follow someone's lead. There are good agencies and good people that can help you find ways out of the community, of that area.
Exactly. Now, we know that there's a lot of gangs in the Valley. Just like most inner cities, you find a lot of gangs and drugs and whatnot. And I know that the FBI Citizens Academy, since we've been involved, it's been a number of years. And I can tell you that we have issues with gangs that are coming in to Vegas, and they got drugs coming in. Can you tell us how are we trying to help out in the community besides the regular block parties and going into the high schools and whatnot? What else is there available for our listeners out there to see what we're doing? Well,
the FBI, along with local law enforcement like Metro and whatnot, they're constantly doing things. They're working behind the scenes, and they've partnered up. There's a task force of law enforcement agencies that address certain issues. If they see a problem in a certain area, if there's a warrant that's outstanding from some individual, they seek them out. They work together as a coordinated, and they're such professionals that it's a clock. It's a steady click. And when they respond to these things and these events, I mean, they get there, man. They know what to do and how to do it, and they execute it. I mean, beautifully.
I mean, this past Saturday, when I was there myself helping out, I ran into, as we were closing up the whole show, I found a little kid about maybe 2.5 years old, and he was walking by himself, and I stopped and I started talking to him, and I said to him, where's your mommy, where's your daddy?
He had no idea.
He says, I don't have a daddy. I said, oh, what? It broke my heart with him just saying that. So I grabbed him right away, and I took him, and I started walking around to see where's a parent for this kid. There was this lady all the way down the block, and I started walking, see if I could find somebody. So sure enough, when we got close enough to this one lady, the kid started running towards her, and then I stopped. I really wanted to tell her my peace of mind, because you hate to see where parents just take these kids to a park and to a party, a block party, and an event, and they lose these kids. I could easily pick up that kid. I had him in my arms. He was hugging me, and
he was scared.
Yeah, he was like if he knew me forever. That's how these kids get taken away. Now I know you have programs. We have programs with the FBI where we have a missing children's program, and we have a. But before we talk about that, what is the mission that we have for the FBI?
Well, the FBI's mission is totally different from what our organization does. The FBI Las Vegas Citizens Academy. Our goal is to provide a safer community service and projects and a process by providing education to labor, business individuals, media, medical, religious groups, government groups. What we do is we meet with them periodically and go over programs and discuss how we can not how we can serve the community better, but what they can do to help themselves to stay aware, and to be alert, and the cliche, if you see something, say something. A lot of us need to do more of that. We need to get involved, and with our message, by meeting with community leaders and groups, it helps, and it bonds us a little, hopefully, together, and allows people to know that we're not here, we're not the enemy, we're here to help, and that's our goal.
Yes, I was talking to one of the Metro police officers and one of the captains as well, in reference to what was going on in the schools. And one of the police officers told me, Joe, these kids sometimes they come up to us, these 10, 12-year-old kids come up to us and tell us, you know what, they cuss us out. And he said, they don't like us, for no particular reason, but I guess that's at home, that's the way they're taught.
It's the perception, yeah.
Yeah, and that these cops are no good, they're going to hurt you, they're going to lock you up, they're going to deport you or whatever. So there's a lot of issues that's going on. That's why we have to try to educate the community in reference to what law enforcement is here to do. They're here to help you. If you have trouble, you're some kind of emergency, who do you call? You call the police for help. They're your brothers. They're there to, they're guardian angels. They're to help you out.
Absolutely.
But these kids, they're being brought up by the parents and telling them that be careful with the police, because if you do something, they're going to lock you up. They're no good. They're going to lock us all up, or they're going to deport us, if whatever, So these are the kind of things that we have to go around to the schools and talk to these kids. I was talking to one of the captains, and I was talking about an idea that I have in mind, and that's about trying to get a cadet program, sort of like a military cadet program, like what I was involved with in New York. We had nautical cadets, and I got involved with that, and that helped me when I went into the Army. It helped me to learn how to march and how to follow orders and to do the right things. And I think we can start doing that in the elementary schools with kids in uniform. Let them feel take pride in themselves, and learn that, teach them some discipline, because a lot of these kids don't have that at home. So a program like this, and a captain from the Metro Police said, Joe, I kind of like the idea, and the other police officer, Sergio, was telling me, Joe, I think that's great. I think we can really work together with that. So hopefully we can work something out with the school districts here to get a military cadet program going, because we need to have, along with what we do with the FBI Citizen Academy, join forces and try to get these kids on the right track.
Yeah, exactly, and this is why a program like that would work, and it needs to be targeted. Not that, I mean, it could be great. It's great for the whole community, but we need to target the low-income neighborhoods, the inner-city communities, because so we can dispel that myth. Like, as you mentioned, these kids go home and their mothers or their fathers say, "Oh, the police are no good. Don't stay away from them. Don't rat." That's wrong. That's wrong, and that's why when we have these community outreach programs like we did Saturday, when we have our table set up, we have literature providing them on information regarding drugs, gangs, cyber security, human trafficking. Well, not only is the material there, but it allows us, as we're standing there, and we're standing there, the FBI Citizens Academy members, along with FBI agents, we're talking, we're interacting with them, and we're explaining to the parents, listen, we're not the bad guys, and this is what you can do. Yeah. And, just to try to dispel that myth, so when they go back home, they can see and tell their kids, the police are not bad. They're here to help, and they do some wonderful things. So let's try to eliminate that from this.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see a program where the law enforcement individuals can get involved and go in uniform to where, let's go a baseball field or whatever, and take off the uniform there. Maybe leave take off the top and put on the jersey on top, and mingle with these kids playing baseball, basketball, and all that. And then these kids will say, "Wait a minute, these guys, they're just like us,
No different."
And this is what we got to do more of.
Exactly.
And mingle with in the community with these kids, and let them see that hey, they're law enforcement, but they have fun with us. We can have lunches for them. You take them take them hiking, do different activities.
Yeah.
And they'll say, wow, these police are really good people.
Yeah. And and as you mentioned, like taking kids on a field trip. Some of these kids have probably never been on a field trip.
Exactly.
They've never been anywhere.
They don't even know what a field trip is.
It's exactly
The
right.
meaning of it.
They get the schools do what they can, but most of them are overpopulated, and of course anymore there always seems to be a funding issue. So because of the funding, they never seem to have the right programs available to them. And hopefully a program like you're trying to establish, it's wonderful. And I'm sure if we can get that on, and with the help of the FBI Las Vegas Citizens Academy, we'd like to participate and help you there. And and as well, as you well know, as I know, you've been a member of our organization since 2004. In fact, I think you were the original class.
Yeah, the inaugural class. I graduated from the FBI Academy 2004.
Yeah,
and it's great to be an alumni.
And as you saw, when you joined the academy, there's a vetting process, and they try to select the best, and a lot of people apply, but they want people that can provide not only just to go to the academy and just say I've been to the academy and move on. We want you to be an active member of the community, as you are, and look what you're doing. And this is wonderful. And these are the kind of members that we have and within our organization, and we're proud of the Alumni Association here in Las Vegas.
I remember when I first graduated, there was only 10 of us in the FBI Citizens Academy, and it was like, wow, it was an awesome opportunity. But I want to give back to the community, which I've always done wherever I lived. I like to help out and get the kids on the right track, and even get the parents, educate the parents as well.
Sure.
Because that's part of the whole program that we're involved with. We have to help. When I met you the other day, I said to myself, here's Fred Reyes from New York, from Brooklyn, another New Yorican like myself.
Exactly.
And here we are in Las Vegas. We're doing the same thing. We're about the same age, and we're trying to keep things going. We like to pay it forward.
We got to pay forward. You have to. You have to. And times are such right now that if we don't do it, who will? I mean,
exactly.
It's important that we stay active and involved.
Yeah, I like to see more community leaders, more businesses get involved and help out. They can reach out to the foundation. That's FBI Citizens Academy Foundation. What's the email address we can give the viewers out there in reference to where phone number that they can reach us and get the program going? They can reach Tina. They can Tina Rocas.
Tina Rosca, she's our community outreach specialist. She's with the FBI, and she's kind of our front line person. And I have to say, that is one individual, that is one hard working person.
Yeah, she is.
She does so much in this community, and of course the agents as well. But she's hands-on, and wonderful individual to know, wonderful person to meet. And with her, through her is how we do what we do.
Right.
Because we want to make sure we do it all within the.
We need a number where we can reach you. What number?
The number we can use. I mean, we can use Tina's number, and I don't.
Okay, well, we can reach Tina at the 702-584-5574. And for information in reference to how to contact the Citizens FBI Academy, and she's our coordinator, and she will make sure that we get any messages for any viewers out there that want to participate and help fund this program. That's what we need. We need more sponsorships, more people to get involved in the community, because we're trying to raise funds wherever we can, but the more we get, the better.
Exactly, and it's great to appreciate it. And like I said, there's some good to be made here in this community, and we can do it. We can do it.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you a question, Fred. Here in Vegas, you have a lot of gangs that are coming in, small gangs. You say how many gangs are in Las Vegas, and you'd be surprised to hear that there's a couple of hundred different gangs.
I think there's over 10,000 gangs in this town.
About 10,000, but there's a couple, at least 200 gangs or 300 gangs. Different small groups. They come in from California, from Arizona, different states, and they come here and they target these young kids, and especially in the schools. They tell these kids, the kids are afraid of being bullied, so they make them join the gang, so they're not bullied anymore. But this is why we have to try to talk to these kids and get more involved in the schools to see if you can identify. They have the Clark County School District Police Department. That's another group of individuals that we have to reach out to make sure we can work hand in hand together with them, because I don't know what kind of program you guys, as far as members, board members, are you doing anything with the Clark County School District?
What we do is we have two programs that are through the Academy, and we, of course, with the assistance of the FBI. We have a Junior Special Agents program. It's a 16, what we do is we identify a school. Last year we did, I think 2 years ago, we did Andrea Agassi. This current summer, we did a one-day lab at John C. Fremont. But it's the Junior Agents Special Program, that runs about, it's a 16-week junior program. And what it does, it gives 5th and 6th graders an advantage of what goes on in the community, and gives them an overview of what the community and the FBI does as a whole. And it puts them through a program helping them identify things, what to look for, what to do, how to stay away from. I mean, the challenges are big. When you're 11, 12 years old, it's unfortunate, but peer pressure is one of the worst. I grew up in New York City, and I know what it was like growing up in New York City, and I had that when I was growing up. But I think in today's environment, if we don't have people as yourself, and the agencies like the Las Vegas Senior Citizens Academy, Alumni Academy, and of course other agencies out there, but we need to have this to get these kids on the right track. We also have a teen youth academies that basically it's geared to the same thing. It gives students an opportunity to get a comprehensive look at today's FBI. So what we're doing is on the teens, these are kids that are in junior high school, and hopefully they give them an overview of what the FBI does, to hopefully maybe plant a seed to maybe, as they go on in their education and they get into college, that maybe they may consider going to an FBI academy, to become an FBI agent, or go into law enforcement, or just something, to give them something to some hope.
Or even the military. I mean,
the military.
You're in the ROTC and doing the cadet program that I hope to put together. But I was talking with Tina the other day. We had a meeting in reference to setting up a boxing program. Hopefully that the FBI Citizen Academy, we had a meeting the other day. We spoke with with Jonathan, the director. He was telling me that we could try to get a couple individuals together to see if we get some sponsorship to get a FBI Citizen Academy youth boxing program, which would be something added to what you already have in place. But I thought the boxing program would be a good project.
It's a good start. It's a good start.
It's a good start. I mean, I did it myself. And I'm a New Yorker, and I would have gone the wrong way if I didn't. I'm a product of the Boys Clubs of New York, my brother Mike and I. So we got involved with boxing and ended up winning 6 Golden Glove championships in the New York DCs and Nationals. Then I turned pro when I was 18, prior to going into the military. So it helped me get a start. And again, like I mentioned before, I got into the cadet program, St. Martin's Nautical Cadets up in Manhattan, and it helped me learn a little bit, discipline us, and not only with the discipline from boxing, but discipline from the military. So the cadet program helped me a lot more when I went into the Army. I didn't go in there like a novice. I knew how to march. I knew how to use my rifles.
Because they prepped you.
Yeah, they prepped me in the cadet program. And we got to see more of that. But you viewers out there, please get involved and help us out with sponsorship. We definitely need sponsorship. I mean, we can't do it all by ourselves. Mr. Reyes, is that this is a great program, and it's around the whole country. We had this kind of with the FBI Citizen Academy in each state, just about.
Every state has an academy, just about.
Yeah. Yes. Now, what does it take to enroll into this type of a program? Can you explain to the viewers?
To the Las Vegas. Well, to become a member of the Las Vegas Citizens Academy, of course, you either have to be nominated by an FBI agent, or you have to be nominated by an alumni of the organization. It's not an easy organization to get into. Again, you have to be nominated, and of course, you're going to go through a rigorous background check.
Right. At
the same time. And it's such a great organization. And usually when the opening when we have an opening for the new class, which is coming up soon here, the numbers, there's quite a few people that apply. So as a result of that, the competition is tough. But they do, and usually they select anywhere between 20 and 25 per class. It's a class held once. It's held once a year. Usually starts around March. February, I believe, and it's an 8-week class with a one night class for 8 weeks. And within that class, they bring in speakers from different various functions of the FBI. They cover pretty much everything: terrorism, cyber theft, fraud, human trafficking, and they give you an overview of what's going on in the world. And it's amazing that I am amazed, and I'm gonna put a little plug for the FBI. I am amazed. I think they have like 36,000 agents and employees throughout the country and over the world. The work they do is phenomenal. I had an opportunity to participate with them last year during the October 1 shooting. I went out I helped out the FBI Victims Assistance Program,
right,
and worked at the convention center to identify personal property from the individuals that were involved in the shooting.
Yeah.
And I went there, and the work that these people, these FBI agents do, and what they do, and they're so thorough and so clean. They set up a grid of personal property, and what we were there to help identify the items, return them back to the family. So I met with families that lost individuals. I met families that were just looking for their property, because a lot of those people, when that shooting happened, a lot of these people, some were just running out of their shoes. I mean, they were climbing fences. They dropped everything they had, right, purses, hats, shoes, you name it, they left behind. Right. The FBI brought that together, they itemized the scene and created an area in the convention center where we would speak to the family, say, okay, we'd ask them, where were you at the time? And based on information we gathered from them, we were able to pinpoint where that personal property might have been. So we would go to that quad or crib, and we looked for it based on information they given. And surprisingly, we found a lot of that stuff. And there was one lady there she was so thankful. She had like $800 in her purse. She couldn't believe that all that money and everything was still in her purse. Wow. Another gentleman came in and said, I lost my watch. And I wasn't part of this, but this individual, he went out of there and somehow he lost, and I think he may have gotten caught on the fence, but he lost his watch, and he was concerned about this watch. And so of course, we told him, well, what is it? What kind of watch was it? And then of course, he says it was a Rolex, and he said it's a $10,000 Rolex. Well, we went back to the area where we thought he was, and sure enough, we found it. So there was a lot of good. There was some good there. There was some bittersweet too, because there were some people there that were there for some of the victims that we lost, and that was unfortunate. But they did at least recover what they could.
Yeah, it was a sad day last year. That was October 1st, and then a couple of weeks after that, they were still gathering all that information.
Correct.
And so to this day, I don't think they still have 100% everything of what really went on that night. Talking about identifying different things, whatnot. Children, we have a program with the FBI Citizens Academy. Can you tell our listeners there, our viewers, in reference to the child ID application?
Yeah, we have this. Whenever we go out to events, we bring out these little brochures, and we have what a family member has to do. You go to FBI.gov, and there's a FBI child ID kit, and what the parent can do is download this information, open it up. And as you were speaking about that young boy that you found at the Saturday, this is a perfect example. That's how quickly kids disappear. I mean, this lady probably just turned around and this boy was gone. So this ID kit is wonderful. What you do is the parent will download the app, type in all the information pertinent to the child, add a picture, and of course print the form. And if there's a way to print the form, and then keep it. You can keep it as a hard copy, but keep it on your phone. Right. Heaven forbid the child becomes missing or something. Now you've got it on your app, so now you can take that information out, immediately direct it to the FBI, Las Vegas Metropolitan Department, pretty much all the law enforcement agencies to help expedite the location of this child. Most children. Most kids, it's unfortunate, but if a child's not found within 48 hours, the chances of recovery are, pretty slim. So it's not easy, but there's a tool that we have. So when you lose a child, you want to be able to provide as much information, but if you're losing your child and you don't have nothing written down, you're going to be so in shock that you're not going to be able to give the law enforcement what you need. But if you have it on your phone, it's there.
Yeah, we had a guest on the show not too long, a couple of weeks back, by the name of Ms. Hernandez, who was a child seekers program. She's one of the counselors there, and I was very impressed of all the work that they do as well for individuals that have their children that are missing, whether it's from California, Arizona, Utah, Nevada. They have a program to help locate these children. Not only the young ones, but adults as well. I mean, this is really the sad thing that's going on. It's all got to do because of the way that they're being brought up at home, the discipline, the love and affection that have to be given to these kids, and adults as well. You know, if you don't treat your loved ones with love and attention and caring ways, they're gonna either disappear. They're gonna be easy. Somebody will talk to them and say, "Listen, come on, I'm gonna show you a better life. You got to get out of that." And especially these young kids,
Exactly.
and they think, "I'm gonna take you to California. I'm gonna take you down there, Hollywood. You like singing? I'm gonna make you a movie star." They promise them all these things, and these kids fall into that
And
web.
they just exploit it.
Into
Yeah.
that web. They get
Exactly.
exploited, and before you know it, they're out there doing drugs. They got these pimps. They're working for it. It's just so sad. There's so much of it going out there. And then again, you see these kids, before you know it, they're on drugs. They end up going to jail. They end up getting murdered. They're getting arrested. They're homeless. You name it. All of it goes with these kids, all because there's no leadership. There's no love and attention and for caring of these kids at home. And I tell you, you parents out there, if you have loved ones out there that are missing, reach out to the Child Seekers Program, reach out to the FBI Citizens Academy, call your Metro Police Department. They'll guide you in the right direction. And if these kids, sometimes they run away, then they're afraid to come back home. And there's help for everybody. There's resources out there to help them, get them on the right track. Whether if you're on drugs, you're on alcohol, whatever, you're a runaway, you need some help, go to law enforcement. They're going to treat you like part of the family. They're not going to lock you up. They're going to reach out to you and get you on the right track.
You know, if I may interject something here. You know, right now in this country, we have an opioid problem.
Yes.
And it's nationwide. It's really bad. And one of the things that the FBI has, and it's on their website, the FBI.org, there's a program, there's a video, it's called Chasing the Dragon. And for you parents out there that, want to really get a handle of what goes on with drugs and how these kids get hooked and how it just destroys lives and families, go to the FBI.org website, download that video, show it to your children, and you'll be amazed. And the stories behind that video, it makes you cry. It's heartbreaking, but it's real world.
What's the name of the show again?
It's a video. It's called Chasing the Dragon.
Chasing the Dragon.
It'll give you an insight how kids and how easy it is for these kids to get a hold of drugs. You know, right now, we all have grandkids. And of course, I'm a senior citizen, so kids, you never know when they get tested for get challenged to get some drugs. Guess what? When they come to visit grandma and grandpa, guess when they go to the bathroom? Guess what they do? They're going to go into the grandma's bathroom, open that medicine cabinet, and guess what they're looking at? All these drugs that are available in their cabinets, and they're taking them. So it's an awareness that you need to be made aware of to hide your medicines at home. When your kids come over, put them away, put them in your room, or just get them in a safe place, because kids are having access to those drugs, and then they're taking them out, and of course that's how it continues to grow the epidemic.
Yeah, they end up getting hooked on them.
Exactly.
Then you become drug addicts, and just all because we were naive to the little kids. These kids sometimes know a little bit more than we do. They get it. They know what to look for. They know the name of the drug better than we do.
Oh, absolutely.
They
yes.
know where to find them, like you say. And they know where to go to somebody's home. They go to the aunts, the grandparents, the brothers. At somebody's home, they go to the cabinets. And you're right. That's something that we hardly even talk about. But that is one place.
You got to look at the drugs parents keep at home, and and I mean any drugs. You just look at your medicine cabinet. If you have kids in the home, hide them, put them away somewhere. Get a little safe or something. I mean, it sounds like an inconvenience, but hey, you're saving the life of that child.
That's it. No question about it. It's something that. Many of us have not even thought about, but really, it's definitely a good start for those adults out there, knowing, especially where there's kids come a broken home or single parent homes. They get bored. The parents are working there. These kids come home. They have nothing to do, and they can get bored in with the gangs, the neighbors, the kids in the neighborhood. You'd be surprised what goes on out there. Sometimes they start when you see that they're not going to school. They're missing classes. Something is not right. You should be aware of that by talking with your principals or your school teachers. When you go into the counseling or go to school, talk to your to your teacher, find out how your kids' grades are going. They're not doing too good in school. There's something more, maybe something more behind it that we have to look into.
Exactly.
Why is the grades dropping? They were doing so great last couple of years. All of a sudden, overnight, the grades are down the tubes.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So
those signs are there. You just need to be observant, and need to know how to look for them.
Exactly, and that's one of the things that we lack a lot of. It. We don't know what signs to look for. But if you go on your website, put in the words, signs to look for drugs, or your loved ones, your children, gangs that they're involved with, any help. Find what resources out there in your community to help out with these issues. And I'm sure that it'll be a better world, and we get these kids on the right. We got to save lives out there for these kids.
Exactly.
Well, Mr. Reyes, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. Again, it's an honor for myself to be part of the FBI Citizens Academy for class 2004, and you're involved. I want to thank you so much.
Well, the pleasure is mine, and I'm proud of your involvement in the organization, because obviously you've seen what we do, and you're part of it because you're there, you participate. So thank you, and thank the audience for listening, and let's see what we can do to better this community and keep growing. And I want to say thanks to the Las Vegas chapter of the FBI's Citizens Academy, along with our FBI agents. They do a wonderful job, and they do so much, and we're eternally grateful for what they do.
Oh, well, thank you so much, viewers, for listening in this week, and we'll see you next week. Take care. God bless, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.